30 minutes down, 30 more to go to crown a champion in the Western Conference. 38-24, the Rattlers lead your Northern Arizona Wranglers. Ed Cole, James Poovey here, downtown Phoenix, the Great State 48 Footprint Center. And JP, it's for the Wranglers, it's just so far it's too much Drew Powell. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. The defense has not found a way to stop him tonight. He's been so effective, and that offense has been deadly. But they're doing their best, but they've got to be able to find a way to come out in the second half, JP. The Rattlers get the ball back. They have to find a way to figure out how to get to Drew Powell. They've gotten to him, but they need to get to him more, force turnovers, and get a stop here in the third quarter.
They do indeed, Ed. It's been a back-and-forth ball game. They've basically traded blows for almost the entire first half here, and unfortunately for the Wranglers, not able to find a way as of yet to stop Drew Powell in this offense. But 2 more quarters of football they played here. The Wranglers are going to go in, make the necessary halftime adjustments, and come out here and be ready to fight in this second half.
Give you guys some stats from the first half. Rattlers, 113 yards total, 77 for Northern Arizona. Third downs, 0 for 2 for Northern Arizona. They've got to be able to clean that up, convert on third downs and move it. I know they've got some really good scores. Caleb Barker's thrown 3 touchdowns, but you've got to be able to convert on third downs. 2 for 3 for Arizona on third downs. Red zone, Rattlers are perfect. 4 for 4 in the red zone. Northern Arizona, 1 for 1 in the red zone. Caleb Barker, 6 of 10 for 1 interception, 76 yards. Those 3 touchdowns, he threw 1 to Ramad Jakiel Bowman, 1 to Euless Gillard, 1 to Jeremy Neal. Jeremy Neal, 1 rush for 4 yards. Barker, 1 rush for 3 yards. On Arizona's side, Drew Powell, 9 of 13, 115 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Shannon Brooks, 2 rushes for 9 yards. Drew Powell, 8 rushes for a loss of a net of 2 yards, minus 2 yards, but he got 3 touchdowns. And Braxton Haley, just a phenomenal wide receiver. He has been great this year. The leading wide receiver in the Indoor Football League. He's got 3 catches for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamal Miles, 3 for 14. Shannon Brooks, 2 for 18. Isaiah Houston, 1 for 18. As far as kickoff returns, we got to be able to give some love to Meek Watkins. 4 returns for 93 yards. So he set the offense up in great field position along with 35 yards. So special teams, him, Craig Peterson kicking the heck out of the football tonight. So he's coming and paid dividends in his first 2 weeks with the Northern Arizona Wranglers.
Absolutely. Craig Peterson coming in 3 for 3 so far here tonight on PATs. And you mentioned the defense. They played really well in that first quarter. Unfortunately, a few holes found there by the Arizona Rattlers in that second quarter. Let's take a look at some first half highlights here for your Northern Arizona Wranglers. And getting things started with the scoring tonight was a beautiful catch climbing the wall there for Ramad Jakiel Bowman. And this guy's been paying dividends here in the latter part of the season.
That's the great thing about number 12. He's so big and he's so strong and athletic, so he can get up there, sky up there, and catch that ball like you just did.
This touchdown right here. Now you see a great look at Jeremy Neal with the second touchdown of the night for the Wranglers. And again, Ed, they just traded blows back and forth there in this first half.
And the thing is, when Caleb Barker threw that first interception, that's what should not have happened. An interception early on. Well, if you're going to have mistakes, you have them early on in the game. And the Rattlers took full advantage of it. And Drew Powell got that 1-yard rushing touchdown based off that interception that Caleb Barker threw. But that's the situation. You cannot turn the ball over against this Arizona Rattlers team and expect to have success, because they will absolutely gut you like a fish. Drew Powell is looking like the MVP like he was last year. He's looking like he can repeat as the 2022 Indoor Football League MVP because he's played outstanding tonight.
But a lot more football left to be played here inside the Footprint Center. We'll step aside, take a very short timeout, and come right back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show. 38-24 right now here in the Western Conference Championship game. The Rattlers on top of your Northern Arizona Wranglers. We'll come back to downtown Phoenix here in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us.
That's funny. Desert Schools changed their name.
Yeah, now it's Desert Financial.
Alice Cooper! Wait, what are you doing here?
I'm telling everyone, school's out.
For summer?
Forever.
Whoa! Whoa! dude. Put your card in.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. They do so much for you. When they're out there all alone, there's something we can do. T-Mobile, look at these maps, they don't lie. And faster speeds nationwide. Let's do it for the phone.
Folks, welcome back to the Footprint Center, the site of the Western Conference Championship. Rattlers and Wranglers doing battle. Rattlers up currently 38-24. Coming up on about 12 minutes left before we start the third quarter. James, I wonder what those two teams are talking about in the locker room as they get prepared for third quarter. We talk about the halftime adjustments. What are these guys talking about as they get prepared for 30 more minutes of football?
You know, those expo markers are getting a workout indeed right now inside both those locker rooms. 38-24, our score here in the Western Conference Championship game. Both teams battling out here tonight inside the Footprint Center in downtown Phoenix. We're so glad you joined us here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. Ed, an exciting first half, a lot more football to be played, and the Wranglers are going to have to come out here, a different football team here in this second half, and really start to get some stops on defense and slow down this Rattlers offense.
Right, the defense is going to be put to the test right off the bat, folks, because Drew Powell and that offense will tote themselves back on the field in about 12 minutes, and we will see what the defense will have to do, but they will have to get pressure. They've got pressure on Powell in the first half, but they've got to continue to, again, bring the ruckus, bring the pain to Powell. He's big. He can take the pounding, but you have to continue to pound him and force the issue. They've got to be able to force turnovers, force some fourth down situations, and get turnovers, get some stops, because at this point they have not found a way to stop Drew Powell.
They have not, but the Wranglers offense has done really well here in this first half. Came up with some big plays when they needed to. So all things not lost here. A lot more football to be played, and the Wranglers going to have to find a way to make up 14 points here early in this second half.
And the great thing about it is, again, there's 30 more minutes of football. There's plenty of time for the Wranglers to do what's necessary to overtake the Arizona Rattlers and win the West.
Will it come by way of a pick six? Will there be a turnover early in the second half? We'll find out here, and we'll take a short time out here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show. Come back and wrap up the halftime show and head you back over to the Indoor Football League YouTube channel right after this. Stay with us.
When they approached us to do this in the first place, we couldn't wait to get involved.
Come in here, and it feels like a football game should be here. It's a big event for us. In our opinion, this is going to be an outstanding spot to bring it to, and once you get a taste of it, I'm guessing you're going to want to come back.
These two teams are fighting to play in that game you just saw, the promo for the Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship, which will take place August 13th in Henderson, Nevada at the Dollar Loan Center. Folks, welcome back. This is the Northern Arizona Wranglers coverage of the Western Conference Championship here at Footprint Center in downtown Phoenix. Ed Cole, James Boovey, your Northern Arizona Wranglers broadcast team. James, final thoughts before we send the folks back to the coverage of this football game.
Ed, it's going to be a outstanding second half here inside the Footprint Center. The Wranglers are going to have to batten the hatches down, especially on defense, get a few stops on this Rattlers offense, and really just continue to do what they do best, finding receivers open down the football field, and Caleb Barker taking advantage of the arm strength and finding those guys in the end zone.
Yes, he has so far. 3 touchdowns. Again, to Ramon Jaquiel, Bowman, Ulis Gillard, Jeremy Neal. So he's spreading the football around. Get some more returns from Meek Watkins. Get this offense set up in great field position. The defense will step up strong and force the issue on number one, on QB1 for the Arizona Rattlers, and it will start in about under 9 minutes as the Rattlers will get the ball in the second half to start the third quarter.
And it'll all start up front with those defensive linemen for our Northern Arizona Wranglers. We talk about the return tonight of number 9, Jaquan Artis.
Yes.
Uric Jones there in the middle.
Darren Hungerford.
Darren Hungerford
yes.
also in there on the edge. and those guys are going to be a big factor here in the second half.
Yes, and the secondary is going to have to step up even bigger. The Rattlers have some outstanding talent as far as wide receivers are concerned. So those 4 young men back in the back in that secondary for the Wranglers are going to have to step up and play the game of their lives, the half of their lives if they expect to win the West and move on to the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship.
They will indeed. We thank you so much for joining us here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers halftime show. 38-24 our score. The Wranglers trailing by 14. A great second half coming your way. We encourage you to get yourself a nice cold beverage, maybe a snack or two, and settle in for a great second half of football here for the Western Conference Championship. Head back on over to the Indoor Football League YouTube channel. It'll be Floyd Simmons and Cedric Bunner on the call for the Arizona Rattlers. We bid you adieu for now. Make sure to make your way back here to the Wranglers YouTube channel for post-game coverage after the conclusion of tonight's ball game. Go Wranglers. We're looking for a big second half from the defense and looking for that offense to continue their stride.
Absolutely. Go Wranglers.